Okay, so we are live. Hi, Ajay. Thanks for talking to me for the third time in the week.
Hi Priyanka, hi. Yes, no problem. It's my pleasure. When the countdown was hitting 10, 9, 8, 7, I was almost ready to say Happy New Year. It's a force of
Yeah,
habit. Yeah.
I know you all are in like party mode since last Friday, so
Yes, yes, we are.
the hangover is still hitting. So yeah, no context conversations are happening here. But thanks. I think people are still joining in. Yeah, we'll wait for a couple of minutes until people start coming. And yeah, if somebody's already here, are you guys with us? If you can give me a thumbs up or tell me if you can hear us, see us properly, I will get started with what we are trying to do over the session. This is going to be a long session, which I will try to keep it short. But like I, I don't think that's possible. But anyway, I'll try my best not to bore. We will try our best not to bore people.
So when it comes to
Yeah,
boring, you conveniently included my name in it as well.
no, nothing like that. Oh my God, Ajay is now going to say this to as everybody else in the team. But no, I think everybody in our team like knows we are very interesting people. I
Hopefully.
hope they think that. Yeah. Jagrit has said that we are aware. I mean, we are audible and they can see us. So, um, yeah, I'll get started with the session. First of all, thanks everyone who is tuning in and who will see the recording going forward. I have Ajay with me today, and he's our marketing lead at Factors. What do you do, Ajay, in like Factors? I know I
I,
just like
I,
laughed.
I don't think existential questions should be asked on LinkedIn Lives, but at
No.
Factors, what do I do at Factors? I just try to, I take care of demand gen here at Factors. For anyone who doesn't know me, Ajay here. I've been in the SaaS space for about 4.5 years now. Started my career, been in the SaaS industry at Chasby and then had a shorter stint at another company. And it's been a year at Factors, been going really good. I take care of demand gen over here, mostly running performance marketing, try and helping my team to give my inputs wherever possible in terms of content, in terms of events. So try to do as many things as possible. And Priyanka, Ranga, and Janvi, Brushti, Deb, all of them help me do all of that, and of course Divesh. So just a shout out to the entire team
Yeah.
and who make it possible for me to be on this live.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks. Oh, nice. We all got a shout out, guys. Cheers.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, apart from like talking to me twice a week and spending incredible 2 hours
Is
with
it
me,
twice a week though?
it is, it
Isn't
is.
it twice?
I think so,
Sometimes
it's
it's
more.
more.
Yeah, sometimes it's more. But, anyway, spending some 2 hours of your week with me over Google Meet. What do you enjoy apart from like, talking to me, of course?
Okay, that is presumptuous, first of all. But yeah, I was just kidding. I was just kidding. So do you mean outside of work?
Yeah, in factors outside of work. I meant in factors, but
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
it.
okay. Yeah. Yeah, I was wondering when did this turn into a whole hiring interview? I've been here for years. So
Yeah,
yeah. At sorry.
screen. Wait for 2 more minutes. I'll ask you to share your screen. Go on.
Yeah. So yes. What do I enjoy at work? I generally enjoy having conversations with everyone in my team, outside of my team. Sales team is like I the most fun conversations I have is with the sales team. I'm not sure if the sales team feels the same way. Hopefully, they feel the same way. But yeah, generally talking about business, talking to the founders. Try and understand what everybody's role is, how are they going about their job, what are the challenges that they're facing. getting all of that secondhand experience, that those learnings is what something drives me and gives me a lot of fulfillment and enjoyment. So to put it in a shorter way, I like doing less work and talking more to other people. So that's what I enjoy doing.
This is good. This can be a tagline. Yeah. Um, yeah. No. So I think that was like a great answer. Now we will not waste more time, and we will jump right
Yes.
into what we are trying to do. So
Thank you for
for every
calling whatever I said as a waste of time.
no, no, not at all. We'll continue this conversation over
Yeah, sure,
weekly
sure,
calls.
100%.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So yeah, just for the audience, how we are planning to take this conversation is we have some use cases that Ajay has as the marketing lead as at Factors, and then we are going to showcase how we use Factors for Factors. Essentially, we will cover paid search, then we'll go to our two major channels, LinkedIn, G2. Then we'll come to our organic search part, and then whatever miscellaneous is something that Ajay wants to cover, he can go on. So yeah, it might be some 20-25 minutes of conversation between us, but we are here to take your questions about anything, how to use Factors on a particular use case, anything specific, general, or whatever questions you have. You can put it on the comments, and then I'll just take it forward by the end of the session. We have 15 minutes slot for it, so feel free to put your questions. Yeah, that was like my description of how I'm planning to take the session. So Ajay, let's start with paid search, right? Paid search is, I think, that consumes most of your bandwidth, time, effort, everything, right? So now just tell me in like brief, what all things do you cover in paid search, then we will delve into the metrics, reporting, everything later. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Let me just share my screen and get started.
sure.
Weirdly, this feels like an internal call rather than a live with 40, 50 people. So, yes.
Yeah.
Getting started. So before I get into all the reports that I look into, uh, Sarthak from the product team has set up like incredible dashboards inside Factors, which I rarely use because I like to look at one report at a time. So apologies in advance, Sarthak, if you're looking at this. I'm not gonna cover the dashboard part. I'm just gonna cover each and every single report that I use. So yeah. Getting started. So let me just change the filters over here. I like to look at the traffic as well as the ICP traffic percentage that's coming out of that's hitting our website on a weekly, monthly basis. So every week I just look at this to see if there's been any changes. I'm just showing you as a monthly trend right now. So this is a website session where channel is paid search, and
Hmm.
I'm inputting our ICP filters, which is employee ranges between 10 and 1,000, and industry is software and technology and finance and business services. So I just look at what is the percentage of ICP traffic that we've been driving. If you see, like Feb, there was a small dip, mainly because we were running a bunch of uh, we were trying to expand the top of the funnel, and we were running a bunch of campaigns that were not giving us quality traffic and hence quality leads. So we turned it off. But overall, right now, if you can look at it, it's around 18 to 19%. And May, it's still building up. So this is the first thing that I look at in terms of what is the quality of traffic that's coming in from paid on a weekly basis. And after the traffic, I generally look at what is the landing page conversion rate of our paid landing pages. For this, I have another event report set up at a user level where website session channel is paid search, and I'm taking down the session by landing page URL. And the second step in the funnel is a contact rate HubSpot contact created event. So I look at what is the traffic that we're getting, what is the number of contacts that are converting from the traffic that we're getting for paid search. This data is for last month, and as you can see, overall, we have about 6.7% in terms of paid search traffic conversion rate.
Hmm.
Highest is Clearbit and Warmly, but the traffic we're getting over there is minute. But Lead Feeder is our major lead feeder, and our generic campaigns are our major lead contributor from paid search. So this again, I look at it at a weekly basis to understand how my landing pages are performing. After that, I also look into what is the behavior on of these traffic that's coming in on these landing pages. I look at clarity. I look at a bunch of reports inside Factors to understand how much of the page they are consuming and stuff like that. But I'll generally skip that part right now in the interest of time.
Yeah, got it.
So yeah.
Yeah, understood. So, within this, Ajay, so what is like your next step in terms of after you have done the report, just for audience sake, right? What do you infer from it, and then what is your work from the inference?
Yeah. So in the case of say both the traffic quality as well as the landing page conversion quality, when I look at it on a weekly basis, if there's been any drop compared to previous week, or if some landing page, for example, if there's been a sudden drop in the landing page conversion rate for lead feeder, I try to look at, okay, has there been any changes in the search term report? Are we appearing for the right search terms? Is there
Hmm.
any drop in terms of the click-through rates that we're seeing within the platform? Any auction pressure, competition changing our impression share? So what I will try to deduce, what is the contributing factor in terms of this conversion rate drop? Is it because we're getting lesser number of impression shares and lesser number of clicks, or are we getting more impressions but click-through rate is still a problem, at which point I try and change some ad copies. Are we getting clicks even, but landing page, there's not much engagement on the landing page. I try to validate that with clarity recordings and generally what is the scroll percentage on the landing page to by the traffic coming in. I try to validate this data and see where the problem is. Is it a bids budget problem on the on Google? Is it more of a ad copy problem, or is it more of a copy and landing page experience problem, or a form conversion problem? I try to deduce where the problem is. If there's no problem, I'll just skip all of this and look at what is the leads, what are the number of leads that have come in from paid search for this week.
Understood. Understood. That's pretty insightful, Ajay. So now we can maybe go forward to LinkedIn if you have nothing else to cover, or do you want to
Yeah.
show something? Yeah.
So I just have a couple of more things to cover with respect to paid search.
Yeah.
One really wow use case, like use case that I really wanted. This is something that we faced at ChargeBee as well. We always see a lot of MQLs coming in from direct, but we're not able to attribute what channel these MQLs came in from. So for to some extent, we'll be able to do that with Factors, because one, I go through all of the paid search MQLs that we get. I look through Factors to understand what is their journey.
Hmm.
And for the ones, for example, that you see over here, where the original source drill down is not present. These are
Yeah.
actually paid MQLs, but were not recognized by HubSpot as paid search MQLs.
Yeah.
So I have a report inside Factors that will give me. So the filters are, I look at all contacts created where the first channel that the user came in from is paid search, but inside HubSpot it is not marked as paid search. And then I get a bunch of leads. I go through each of these leads to validate if they actually came in from paid search, and then change it inside HubSpot. This has definitely helped me uh, like uncover more MQLs that would previously be classified as direct, but actually came in from paid search. So this is something that I found very, very useful. And after this, probably I just look at a funnel report to understand. Um, yeah, I just look at a funnel report to understand what is the how is the how are these leads or traffic that I'm bringing in from paid search converting down the funnel from website, form submitted, deal created. I just look at it at a overall level, and then you can even break it down by the deal name and the deal amount once they've converted into a deal. So I just mix and match this funnel report. For example, instead of form submitted, I try to create a contact created and switch it up with form submitted to see what is the what is the number of MQLs and SQLs that I've gotten from paid search for this month. So this is something that I do on a either on a bi-weekly basis or on a monthly basis. I don't look at the funnel report on a weekly basis. That would be too much. I look at the leads on a daily basis, which is more useful than looking at the funnel report on a weekly basis even. So yeah, this is generally the funnel reports that I look through. Finally, I also have a segment created on within Factors. So there are two segments. One, all paid search traffic that we're able to uncover using our DAnon capabilities. So that segment usually we take out the ICP accounts out of all the accounts that we've identified from paid search, and our
Yep.
SDR team goes after that set of accounts. And another segment that I usually like to look at is so out of the paid search leads that we've gotten, which companies have engaged with us on LinkedIn because of remarketing audiences that we're running on LinkedIn or generally with any other retargeting campaign on LinkedIn. And this is also another list of accounts that our sales team, our SDR team goes after because these have come in from paid and at the same time have engaged with our LinkedIn ads. So they just go through these account lists in decreasing order of engagement.
Right. Understood. Um, cool. So I guess now that we are at our segmenting features as well, um, can we go to how do we segment our audience on LinkedIn? How do we do all of our reporting measurements when we are running ads on LinkedIn? I know that we are spending or we are planning to spend a lot more on LinkedIn, so it will be helpful for the audience and for me also. Yeah.
100%, 100%. Yeah. So right now we have a lot of audiences synced into LinkedIn. So the first step in terms of syncing audiences into LinkedIn for us is so we create a segment within Factors, and we set up an automation to using make.com, using Paragon, all of the integration partners that we have. We set up an automation to push all of those accounts dynamically into LinkedIn. So, for
Hmm.
example, the audience, this is our LinkedIn campaign manager Factors, just so that everybody knows that I'm actually showing Factors data.
Yep.
So, LinkedInmake.com, which is a poorly named, but this is our entire list of accounts that we've been able to identify on our website as ICP. We're pushing it into LinkedIn as a retargeting audience. We call it account based retargeting, where we identify all the accounts that are ICP and on the website, push it into LinkedIn, and run a campaign for it. We also sync in exclusion audiences like opportunities and customers into LinkedIn as dynamic audiences so that we can exclude them at a campaign level. So all of this can be done using Factors. I'm not going to walk you through the entire setting up automation part in the interest of time. That calls for a separate live altogether.
Yep.
So with respect to LinkedIn, I think next, apart from audience building, we have a general array of features that I generally wanted to cover on this call. So I'm going to get to that right now. I think it's loading.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll just quickly skim through these slides. I am generally not a very big fan of presenting slides on a virtual call. So um, like so for making any ad channel work, you need to get the basics right. And the basics are target the right accounts on LinkedIn, ensure that you're reaching the people that you're targeting, understand where the drop off is happening across the funnel in terms of targeting to your website visits to conversions, and then give that feedback back to LinkedIn so that it can improve its so that the algorithm can work and improve the results.
Yeah.
So generally, what are the if you think about what are the challenges of getting all of these basics right on LinkedIn? First point being creating audiences in LinkedIn is very cumbersome, which I just covered. We can do it with factors with automations, and generally LinkedIn does not provide you with a lot of controls like Google does, but LinkedIn is a in terms of audiences, like it's one of the best channels for B2Bs, but still doesn't provide a lot of control on who gets to see your ad. LinkedIn reporting gives you like the top 25 accounts within their UI. You can still see which accounts have engaged within the audience manager, but you won't be able to see it at a campaign level. And whatever conversions that you set up using LinkedIn Insight tag can be more or less constrained to activities on the website. So it's a little constrained, but there are ways that LinkedIn offers where you can provide conversions that happen outside of your website or outside of LinkedIn's trackability. You can send those back to LinkedIn again. So
Great.
audience part I already covered. I'll skip this. And so the reach part. Uh, so this we were able to identify this as a problem because we were using factors reporting on what is the number of accounts that are getting and what is the number of accounts that are seeing our ads and what is the number of impressions they're able to see. So when we analyzed that data, we saw that about the top 10% of the target accounts in any audience used to hold about 90% of the or 80 to 90% of the impressions that particular campaign or that audience garnered. And the rest
Yeah.
of the impressions used to go for the other 90% of the target accounts, which is a huge shock, right? Like because when you expect you expect LinkedIn to penetrate or show more ads to show more ads evenly to most of the accounts. So this is definitely a shocking thing. We are able to solve this by setting a frequency cap on LinkedIn. For example, at Factors, we've set the threshold as 500. So on in any given month, when an account sees about 500 impressions, like it gets added to the exclusion list for all campaigns, and that account will not be able to see more ads. So what this helps you to do is your account, the rest of the account list also gets more chance to be shown your ad impressions,
Yeah.
and as a result, you're evenly distributing and exposing your ads to all of your target account list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
So moving on to the next part, like we also have just adding a little bit more to this. So we are working on more filters, more nuanced controls that you can set up for your frequency capping. Right now it's purely based on just number of impressions per account, but we're planning to introduce number of impressions based on company size, industries, and all of that. That's all under works. I don't want to divulge or promise more, and then my friend Sarthak from the product team will be like, "Why are you promising too much?" So I'm gonna
Yeah.
skip.
Yes.
So LinkedIn funnels, this is my favorite part about Factors. I'll actually cover a bunch of reports, enough of like covering all of this in presentations. And uh,
Mm,
so so with respect to LinkedIn, these are some of the reports that I look at. First one being I look at a KPI report of impressions that each account has garnered, filter it based on campaigns. I get the company domain name, their country, all of that, take an export of this, share it with my sales team like to give them high intent accounts that have engaged with our LinkedIn ads. This is our cold ABM campaign that we're going after uh, for the past couple of months, which is basically B2B SaaS companies in the US. And our sales team is following up with these accounts on a bi-weekly basis.
right.
So this is the first report, and after this, I look at a funnel report of, okay, so of the companies that have viewed our LinkedIn ads who are coming back to the website. So for the month of April, this number is about 9%. Overall, on a month-on-month basis, this has been hovering around 10%. And we're trying to invest more into LinkedIn to increase this number beyond 10. So this is the funnel report that I look at to understand who are coming back to the website after seeing our LinkedIn ads.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next one, I then look at a list of companies that filter it based on campaigns that have both viewed our ads and also visited our website.
Mm,
So this again is a funnel report, but I also get like a list of companies that have done both actions.
mm,
Whenever I see like a significant chunk of companies that have had both these engagements, I just share it with my sales team as well. I look at this report on a bi-weekly basis.
mm,
So this is another funnel report that I look at. And yeah, and then lastly, I look at the funnel report of people who viewed our ads and then became an MQL and further progressed down the funnel. Also have a separate report to look at just deals from LinkedIn. And before I share, I'll just go to the actual numbers instead of showing the reports
sure.
themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in terms of, yeah. So usually, like when you run any LinkedIn ad, the CTR is about it varies between zero point 0.5 to 1.5% maximum, more so less than 1%.
Mm,
So this is our number for last quarter, which is Jan 1st to March 31st, 2024. So about 9,200 accounts viewed our ads, whereas only 102 clicked. So this is all account level data and not at a user level data. So if the CTR seems a little bit less, it's because this is account level data. And when I compare click through attribution versus view through attribution for our LinkedIn campaigns, just for last quarter, we've gotten only 4 opportunities directly from LinkedIn in Q1. But whereas if I look at view through attribution, which is accounts which have viewed our ads and then converted as a deal either via direct or via other channels like paid search, organic, etc. There's about 47 opportunities, and the pipeline difference that LinkedIn was able to influence is massive, right? Like 140K in terms of view through attribution compared to 8K for click through attribution that we directly got out of LinkedIn. This is just data that you would not have realized unless you had Factors. And
mm,
we when we looked at the time to conversion, it's about 26 days and 14 hours. That's the amount of time uh, uh, an account takes from the first time that they viewed an ad to the first time that they became a lead or a deal in the CRM.
right.
So yeah, this definitely proves that like you shouldn't treat LinkedIn just the same way as you would treat a Google Ads or any of the other PPC, bottom of the funnel, high search intent wala channels. So
Hmm.
this is something that has helped me a lot and has helped me justify the spends on LinkedIn to a very great extent.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, so I think I have like one question, but before that, Karan has asked if we can share this deck. Yes, definitely we can share
Sure.
this deck. Either we'll post it from our company page, or I'll post it tomorrow, or on Monday. So yes, we can share it. My question was that, Ajay, so when you did not have the visibility on view through accounts, right? Uh, with I mean, I'm just asking your experience. How was it different than click through, right? How has that one feature, which at its face is not like a big thing maybe, but for a marketer who does reporting, how has it changed your life?
Yeah, so I would say like earlier when I used to run LinkedIn ads, like all reporting was done within the platform, right? In terms of what is the spends, what is the impressions and click through rates, what are the accounts that engage with those campaigns. You break it, you look at the demographics to understand. Okay, what is the job titles relevant? Uh, is the region and country relevant? So you'll have to look at the data within LinkedIn, and LinkedIn provides only very limited data for you uh, to optimize your campaign. So it was like very difficult for us to justify LinkedIn as a channel that can provide us with pipeline and bottom of the funnel results. Even though we knew that our audience, relevant audience, was there on LinkedIn. So it was a it was an incredibly difficult task, and in most cases, we would like rely on self attribution that has been reported by our prospects to attribute which came
Hmm.
from paid social. So it was a difficult task, and most of the times we wouldn't be able to justify the spends and the ROI that we were getting out of LinkedIn. So in the end, we ended up scaling down spends on LinkedIn, even though we knew that LinkedIn is like a very viable channel where our audience is present, or rather, we just keep on spending without understanding what is the ROI or what is the tangible impact that LinkedIn is driving.
Yeah. Yeah. Karan has one question. I think I'll take it right now because it's the same context.
Got it.
When you get accounts from Factors, you pass the ICP accounts to LinkedIn and add a bunch of job titles and show them an ad. Yes, that's what we do, right? Or Ajay can,
Correct.
yeah, say that.
Yeah.
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 Uh,
So we identify accounts on our website, filter it based on ICP criteria, push it into LinkedIn. Once the audience has synced into LinkedIn, and then at a campaign level, we add more filters, mostly geography filters and say job title level filters.
hmm.
Add exclusions, relevant exclusions in terms of geo, in terms of customer lists and other lists.
Hmm.
And then we go live with the campaign. So
Right.
yeah, we add more filters on top of what we're syncing into LinkedIn. We don't completely rely only on the filters um, that completely rely on the audience that we're pushing into LinkedIn. Although that could also be a good experiment to try out. So thank you, Karan, for giving me that idea.
Yeah, yeah. I hope, Karan, this answers your question. I think, Ajay, we have two more things to cover about LinkedIn. So yeah, over to you if you can next just cover it in a brief, and then we'll move forward to the next segment.
Sure, sure. Yeah. So with respect to LinkedIn, yeah, the conversion API is like pretty straightforward.
Hmm.
In terms of the details that you can send into LinkedIn, usually by using other tools or directly by using the API, you would only be able to send email, first name, last name, and say if you have more details company name, title, all of that, you'd only be able to send those details. but with Factors, since we also identify the LinkedIn FAT ID,
Yeah.
we can also push that in, and we can layer multiple engagements. For example, if you want to look at um, uh, leads that came in via LinkedIn, but also has had exposure with G2, with paid search, and you want to only send those as conversion actions back to LinkedIn, you can also do that with Factors. So basically, any data that Factors has, you'd be able to layer it, your product, website, your G2 data, anything that you integrate with Factors, you'd be able to send it
Hmm.
into LinkedIn through our conversion API
Hmm.
integration.
Yeah. Understood. Cool. I think that's about it on the LinkedIn front. Or maybe you can give us anything else that you're planning to do going forward in Factors, which I
Yeah.
don't know
So
about. Yeah.
yeah. So we also have an account segment level created inside Factors,
Yeah.
where we look at accounts that have engaged with us on LinkedIn and also on the website, but the company is not has not moved further down the funnel. So usually we recycle these accounts to uh, and our sales team reaches out to these accounts because these are high intent accounts that have not progressed further down the funnel.
Hmm. Got it. Got it. Understood. Yeah. So this is like LinkedIn influenced deals, right? Uh, they have
Yeah,
a
so
touch. Yeah.
these are not LinkedIn influence deals, but rather accounts that have been influenced by LinkedIn but has not moved further down the funnel, so that
Hmm.
we kind of try and nurture them.
Right.
I also have a separate report to look at LinkedIn influence deals, but it's the same as any other
Yeah.
funnel report.
Got
So
it.
I can share it as a LinkedIn post later on.
Yeah, yeah. I think it will be helpful because usually the funnel is not very linear, right? So yeah,
Correct.
that's sort of a thing. Yeah, Karan has one more question. I will take it because it's in the same context. In ABM, what type of LinkedIn ads have worked for you? For I think he means ABM campaigns. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. So generally, the type of ads that work for a campaign depends on the context of the campaign. For example, if it's an awareness campaign for a cold audience, usually what has worked for us is like meme-based creatives. For example, I don't know if I can find it right now, but I'll find it a little later. So we have this ad created by our content and product person Ranga in our team, which is basically a football pass and goal scoring video overlaid. Like we overlay that video with like journey that happens in just a B2B journey in terms of blog visit, website visit, and the score becomes full, and in the end it converts into a deal. So like memes mostly work for us in terms of cold audience and awareness based, where the campaign objective is awareness. Whereas if it's more of so they've already engaged with us in the past, and but they've not yet converted into a they've not yet converted as a lead in our CRM or an MQL in our CRM. We try to give them more middle of the funnel, uh, like ebooks and blogs that they can consume, and probably give us their email for that. So usually our best two creatives are either meme based videos, or our uh, middle of the funnel ebooks and blogs that we promote.
Right, right. Yeah. And I think lately, maybe Ajay, you can give some numbers. Thought leadership ads have lately been good for, I mean, I've seen it for other companies as well. I know
Correct.
we are just piloting it. So, what is your opinion on that?
Correct. Yeah. So yeah, actually, thanks for reminding me on that. I completely forgot thought leadership ads. So we've been going very heavy, investing very heavily on thought leadership ads since May, and it has been working really well for us in terms of CTR, in terms of engagement, and I'll actually share another post because I need to look at the data to give you a very good comparison. But to give you rough numbers, our thought leadership ads has like say some ads have more than 1% CTR, whereas memes and general ads
Yeah.
are finding it really difficult to cross more than 0.6 or 0.7%. So that has been working really well for us.
Right, right. So I think in general also LinkedIn has internally made thought leadership ads as their MVP these days. Everybody seems to be
Correct.
talking about it. So if you have not tried it, Karan, I think you should definitely try that for Morph. So yeah, yeah, that's about it for LinkedIn. I know LinkedIn is our favorite topic to talk about, but we'll quickly move to another favorite software of ours, which is G2.
G2.
And
Yes.
yeah, if anybody is wondering, we are having an event in Singapore on the 4th of June. Please go there. Shri and G2 team, LinkedIn team, everybody will be there. So yeah, anyway, out of context, but yeah, let's go to G2 and how we measure G2 funnel, G2x LinkedIn funnel, and then G2 account segmentation, right? Over
Yes.
to you, Ajay. Yeah.
Yes. Resharing my screen again. Yeah. So
Yes.
generally, since we have like people who have G2 intent data would know that you get like a good reporting inside the G2 interface itself. But what we'll be able to do is get all of that data that G2 is providing and stitch it together with your website, CRM, product, all of the other data that you've integrated factors with. And
Yeah.
so this is a funnel report that I put together where the order is like someone has done some action on G2, which is so you can change it even to say
Hmm.
they've looked at product page, looked at alternatives, looked at any reports, deal page, product category, pricing. So you can use any data that any action that that particular account or prospect has done on G2. I've layered it on top of so after the G2 action, they visited our website and then became a contact. So I can look at the funnel. This is just our data for this quarter, where we've had 409 accounts where they've done some action on G2, and
Hmm.
out of those 409, 57 have visited our website, and we have about seven that submitted a form and converted on our website after visiting our website. So generally, I like to move these two things around to see if there's any changes in terms of their behavior when first people visit their website and then our website and then research about us on G2.
Hmm.
So this, yeah, yeah. So yeah, as you can see, the number of accounts that first visit the website and then G2 has drastically gone down.
Yeah.
So we previously saw about 409 accounts that visited that came to our website from G2, whereas out
Hmm.
of the 10K accounts that visited our website, only 100 went back to G2. So I usually look at this report on a monthly basis just to understand what is the conversions that we're getting from G2. So this is a
Yeah.
funnel level report. Uh, I usually also like to include LinkedIn into the mix to understand, okay, website G2 LinkedIn, um, what is the predominant behavior, what converts better, like do people usually come in from G2, then visit our website and view our LinkedIn ads, or is it G2, then LinkedIn ads, then website? So I just mix and match and look at the numbers.
Yeah.
So this is just April numbers where, like as you've previously seen, the number of people who go back and research this on G2 after coming onto our website is less. Maybe because they're already aware of what Factors does, considering that they are on our website.
Yeah.
The usual funnel that I look at is people who've done any action on G2, then on the website, then on LinkedIn. So this is another funnel report that I look at, and we also have an account segment created where they've visited our website. They've also had some engagement on G2, but uh, they've not progressed further down the funnel in our CRM. So this is also another account segment that our sales team, specifically our SDR team, goes after. Uh, there's some competitors who are researching us very with great intent, but yeah, like the sales team filters all of this and then goes after only the relevant leads.
Hmm. Understood.
Yeah.
Understood. Got it. Yeah, I think that's mostly about G2. All the three use cases we covered. Now, yeah, if there are more questions, happy to take it. We just have one more segment to cover. That is organic, right? Yeah. Maybe you can take me through traffic breakdown and then the funnel that we all use everywhere, and then how do we see ICPs from company blogs.
Correct. Yeah. So for organic again, I'm just gonna go back to the website session report. So for traffic, I'm gonna change it to organic. So apart from just filtering based on channel, I generally look at overall at a channel level, what is the breakdown of like website traffic that's coming in, and also ICP traffic that's coming in.
Hmm.
But keeping this specific to organic, I look
Yeah.
at what is the traffic and ICP traffic as a monthly trend.
Hmm.
So yeah, understand like from Jan um, the percentage of ICP traffic has gone down a little bit, but yeah, like Feb was not entirely great in terms of the quality of traffic, but otherwise we are at a steady 14-15% in terms of organic traffic, like ICP traffic from organic, so which is still good. So generally, I look at organic numbers and then
Hmm.
organic traffic and quality of traffic numbers, and after that, I look at say from organic, what are the MQLs that we've gotten, and mostly restricted to blogs, labs, and academy, which is our content fees and not people who directly land on Factors.ai or homepage. So this is a report that our content person Ranga had created, and I usually look at this report on a monthly basis, not too
Hmm.
frequent, just
Yeah.
enough to understand what has been happening, and yeah, what is like what pages are popular, which pages are converting better. For example, Warmly has a good conversion rate, but in terms of number of people converting, it's more or less the same
Hmm.
across our bottom of the funnel blogs, lead feeder alternatives, Warmly alternatives, visitor identification software.
Yeah.
This is for the month of April. This is something that I look at it on a monthly basis.
Right. Got it. Understood. Yeah, I think this covers the funnel part of it. Maybe we can go to ICP companies from organic blogs that we do the reporting for.
Yeah. So for ICP companies like this, we're not actively looking at. So yeah, just an event report where I'm looking at website session is from Labs Blogs Academy, where I put input my ICP filters. So we don't usually share this with the sales team. But for
Yeah.
example, you can see that recently our pixel based versus account based retargeting blog, which is very specific to our LinkedIn capabilities, audience segment
Hmm.
building capabilities, and our LinkedIn frequency capping. All of this has been garnering a lot of attention.
Yeah.
So I look at okay, so out of the companies that we're getting, what is their revenue range, what is their company size, what is their industry, where are they based out of. I try to look at that and pass on the very good, very interested accounts to the sales team. But usually it's about I look at this on a weekly basis just to understand what kind of companies are coming in. But the companies that I transfer to the sales team are mostly say that's done bi-weekly basis. I don't try to transfer everything to my sales team because they're already stretched and they're doing an amazing job.
Yeah.
So yes,
Right, absolutely. Yeah. So, yeah, I think this covers most of the things that we do with organic. Karan has one more question. How do we use G2 and factors for LinkedIn marketing?
got it. So how do we use G2 and factors? So right now we also have are in the works of we've set up an audience on LinkedIn where
Mm.
all the accounts that are engaging with us on G2, we identify them, push them into LinkedIn, and have a
Mm.
separate G2 retargeting campaign on LinkedIn. We just recently got G2 intent. So this campaign isn't live yet, but this is under works. So this is something that is already planned that we plan to do with our G2 intent data, where we're retargeting all accounts that's engaging with us on G2 on LinkedIn.
Right. Right, got it. And also, like, it's not related to maybe LinkedIn marketing as such, Karan, but what you can do is within factors, you can create the segment. You can put it into our workflow, push it into something like a LinkedIn automation tool, where you can send out. You know how you use cold emails. It'll help your sales team. This is not like a marketing use case, but it's like marketing helps sales in this process. So I think that is also a use case that you can try, or even if not LinkedIn, right? You can push it into Apollo, Salesloft, anything. Like the possibilities are endless. So this is something that I think you can use as well. That's one use case. Yeah, more or less, we don't have any more questions from the audience, but maybe if you have any and we have missed, I don't think I've missed any questions, but
Uh,
if there are anything later, I will answer it in the comments, or Ajay will answer it in the comments later on. But yeah, I think it was a long session. We are almost touching an hour of talking to
yes.
each other, Ajay. So that's I'm just planning to wrap it up in another few seconds. So thanks everyone who joined in. Thanks Ajay for joining in and preparing everything so well. So yeah, so that I could like ask you anything I had in my mind.
Yeah, so this is just another Thursday for Priyanka and me. We just like to talk for an hour, and this just happens to be a live. Even otherwise, we just like to talk a lot. Otherwise,
Yes,
yeah, thank you so much for Priyanka. Thank you so much, Priyanka, for having me on this live. Thank you so much for everyone who joined in to see me rant about factors, to talk about factors for an hour. It's been super fun. Thank you so much, everyone.
thanks everyone.